I mean, this is that lunchroom fight or that after school fight where you're like, you didn't have to do him like that. Clint, you didn't have to do him like that. They made sure no one else from that side of the school would ever walk in the hallways voice raised. Everybody watch your tone. 66-7. How we
Well, look, let's be honest. It shouldn't be this bad. Somebody, somewhere along the way, somebody at TCU, Sonny Dykes, Max Duggan, somebody at TCU has pissed off Kirby Smart. I mean, Kirby Smart is working on his vertical passing game, up 35 points. And then all of a sudden he's working on his nickel defenders timing on for a blitz up 52 or 59-7. I mean, it didn't have to be this bad, man. They didn't have to do them like that. Somebody pissed somebody off along the way. You know how you go. I remember this right here. I remember we played Texas in the Cotton Bowl back in the day. And I remember, you know how in the bowl games you do events with the other teams. I'm pretty sure they probably don't do that here, but you do events and you do banquets and shit with the other team.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Sims and them Texas Longhorns act like their shit didn't stink for a damn week. And we were mad at the Hornet when we went out there and played them boys. We didn't beat them by 59 points, but it definitely was added incentive to go out there and play hard. Them damn TCU Horned Frogs, they pissed somebody off, didn't they?
Somebody. Georgia. I'll go with you hacking it, and then I'll add my little parsley on the back end of it.
Yeah, I mean, Clint, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, they got 600 yards of offense to TCU's like 170 or something like that. This is insane. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, and I think it's going to be a damn long time before we see anything like this again from a national championship perspective. I don't want to discredit what TCU did this year. I thought that overall you watched, and I said this in the pregame show, one of the coolest transformations and finding of oneself from a team standpoint. But ultimately they ran into a Georgia team, and whether or not this Georgia team was motivated or pissed off by something that did get out, they ran into something that was, I mean, this looked like the damn Little Giants playing what was that guy's name? Icebox and the Cowboys. This was insane. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I couldn't even imagine trying to call this game. I couldn't imagine being, you talked about it, George, Kirk Herbstreit and those guys trying to call this game. This is tough to watch.
Hey, Hack, right about now, if me and you was calling this game, we'd be talking about Max Duggan's girlfriend and Stetson Bennett's mama. That'd be the topic of conversation right now.
I'm telling you what, man. Dude. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do.
Hey, I am, George, real quick. I am proud of my boy Max Duggan. He's having a rough night, but I am damn proud of him. That's Ginger Nation, baby. You see that red hair he keeps running his fingers through? I mean, I'm damn proud of that Ginger right there, able to not only quarterback in a national championship game and overcome all them odds, but he somehow stumbled into a beautiful woman along the way, man. That's that Ginger Nation. That's that power, baby, that Ginger Nation. Come on, I see you, Max.
Is that still Ginger?
Oh, it's Ginger. We mean steel. The hell do you mean steel?
I'm trying to, the light didn't,
Well, these filters and shit, they don't do you right. Let that sun hit this, baby. It's that nice Auburn. A lot of women out there, George. A lot of women out there pay high dollar to have this stuff right here now.
Oh, yeah, there's a market for it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you
yes, sir.
I've never seen a market for an ass whooping like this. I really haven't. From a football side, I thought, watching TCU battle and beat Michigan probably sobered Georgia up a little bit last week for the week of preparation. And then they got here based on an Ohio State missed field goal. Now, they won the game, but they were in a vulnerable position in the last play of the game. It either goes in or doesn't go in. Now they're here, and that's enough That's sobering right there. Both those two things. These guys we're going to come up against beat a team we thought we were going to have a rematch against.
Yeah, look, I mean, when you're talking about this game, I mean, you knew coming into it, right, that TCU was going to need to catch a couple of breaks.
Yeah.
And instead of them catching the breaks, they not only didn't catch the breaks, hell, they turned around and gave Georgia 2 of them early in the ball game.
They don't
and
need
that. You're not going to, if you're TCU, if you're a Big 12 football team, if you're a Pac-12 football team, you're not going to play an elite Big 10 or an elite SEC team and be able to go out there and hand them an early lead and hand them turnovers early in the ball game. You're going to have to get a couple yourself, and you're going to have to go blow for blow. You look at this ball game; it was 24-7, and TCU had the ball, and they had a great call with the Quentin Johnston kid. Quentin Johnston kid running right down the middle of the field versus cover 2, and it was that wide cover 2 where they invert the safety down. I mean, it was beautiful. The receiver read it perfectly. The quarterback didn't. If he hits him in stride at 6, he threw it over his outside shoulder. It ended up being a pick. That right there, to me, was when the game got completely out of control.
I don't even know if I just thought he just got back there, saw a flash of white, and just said, I'll just chuck it down there. Please make a play.
It was the same coverage. It was the same exact coverage that I think it was Philly. It was a pick that Dak Prescott threw over the middle of the field. And I when I saw it, I thought it was like a quarters coverage and a safety just sitting because that hash safety just sat at the snap.
But they had actually
he's spying too, though. He's coming down and spying, and they're kicking a corner over the top. It ends up being a cover 2. It ends up being a Tampa 2 invert is what it ends up being. So instead of the middle linebacker running the middle of the field, they shift the safety down and swing one over the top, and you have cover 2 with that middle 2 Tampa defender. And so it's just but the receivers, because of the safeties coming, the middle defenders coming out of center field, he's coming from high. The safeties play ultra wide. Right. And so it's a home run if you can hit it. If you can ID it and you can hit it down the middle, it's an absolute home run. And the quarterback didn't see the coverage. He got fooled, which hell, I mean, that's the disguise is awesome, man.
Wildly inaccurate. They needed that, not just from a tactical standpoint to get that. I mean, it's a touchdown if he throws it on time. It's a 50-yard completion if it's anywhere decent. But you also needed that for fight purposes, for fuel, for your sideline. You needed that overhand right. It's one thing to be taking shots, but I'm also trading some back with you. But to feel that you're landing some stuff, it gives your defense a little something. It gives everybody on the sideline a little something. When that pick and the safety was like, is he really? The safety was tracking with Johnson. He steps back 2 steps, makes the pick.
Yeah.
Oh man, they were so complete. They were so complete tonight. And again, line of scrimmage, like Bennett, clean pockets. They had to respect the run game. There were times, I think it was into the early third quarter, certainly all the first half, Georgia averaged 10 yards of play, 10 yards a clip. And they're not doing a whole bunch of exotics. ISO, stretch, power, a couple counters.
The other crazy thing about that, though, too, George, is that, I mean, Georgia did catch themselves in a couple, I mean, quite a few 3rd and longs. I mean, 3rd and 8 pluses. Yeah. But it was like no flinch, man. They just were like, all right, cool. We're going to play 7-on-7 here. And Stetson just delivered. I mean, it was even when TCU thought they had them on the ropes and thought they had them behind the sticks, and this was a turnover possibility, it was just a dagger over the middle to Brock Bowers. It was like clockwork.
Let's go.
It was like clockwork.